Hi, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm the founder of the Goodnight Lamp. Don't know whether you guys see slides or not. Do you? No slides. Yes, slides. Excellent. And thus my 6 minutes. This is my mom. My mom lives in Montreal, and usually she tries to call me in the middle of the afternoon when I'm in the middle of a meeting, and now's not the right time. This is my friend Micheline. Micheline is 72. I've known her since I was 18. And I taught her how to do email, so she can do that, but then she writes these really long emails and then panics if I don't reply within 24 hours. This is my friend Louisa. Louisa lives in Berlin, and I kind of wish I had more time to hang out with her. We exchange a lot via tweets and direct messages, but really we exchange more when we see each other face to face. And this is my friend Paul. Paul lives in San Francisco. We hardly overlap in terms of time zones, and I kind of know that he's up late, but I can never really tell if he's around or not, if he's around for a chat. So with all these global families and these global networks and people we care being, a click away, but also not really a click away, being able to orchestrate time with them and orchestrate a chat and time with them is actually really hard and really tricky. So what we're trying to do is make it super simple, super accessible, and also ambient. And we're using the Internet of Things. You might have heard about this. So it's called the Goodnight Lamp. The Goodnight Lamp is our first product, and it's a family of Internet-connected lamps. You have a big lamp and little lamps. You give the little lamps away to anyone around the world, and when you turn the big lamp on, the little ones turn on. So it's a way of saying, hey, I'm around for a Skype call, now's a good time to call. Or let's say you have a grandmother living by herself. She has a big lamp, you have a little lamp, and even if she's just using it to read before going to bed, you can kind of tell she's around, she's okay, things are happening. You can in turn collect little lamps for different family members who might be in different time zones because they have their own big lamp, and then you collect their little lamps. These are prototypes, obviously. You see one on stage to your left. And they work with Wi-Fi. It's very simple. They connect very easily. You can tether them onto each other with a very simple connector. They're very easy to personalize because they're little light boxes. And you can start doing fun things with vinyl stickers and all sorts of things that we're building for. And you turn them on by pressing the chimney. You also have a dashboard where you can start to manage all these lamps that you have. Maybe you've given a little lamp to a girlfriend or a boyfriend and then you break up. You should be able to unlink them somehow. We've been super busy, so I'm the founder, and my team and I have been working on this for over a year now. And we were at CES, where we launched a Kickstarter campaign. We're invited to San Francisco a couple of times, exhibited as part of a Hackney showcase at South by Southwest. We did the Gadget Show Live, which is a big trade show around technology in Birmingham in the UK. And now we're here. So who thinks this is interesting? Who are the people who are kind of looking at this and going, oh my God? A lot of mothers, a lot of daughters of all ages. People have children who go off at university every year. People have connections and family members who may be in different parts of the world. But there's an emotional connection there with that nonverbal communication of just a light going on that people really appreciate. There's also a lot of people who are interested in this because their partners may be in the army. So people who can't use cell phones, but just want that reassurance that that person's there, they're doing okay, they're around. And this is a lot of text, and I apologize for this, but we have a lot of really compelling stories coming from people who want to buy the Goodnight Lamp who have elderly family members. And it costs a lot of money to sort of maintain a relationship with an elderly parent. It also costs the NHS a lot of money. And so being able to bring something like the Goodnight Lamp in before that person needs active help, active support on site and at home is interesting and really important for us, really. So we're in pre-order right now. We have a little shop where we sell a set of a big lamp and a little lamp for £89 and then extra little lamps for £20 each. And we have right now about 12,000 grams worth of pre-orders. When I say we, I don't mean the royal we, I mean my team. So my CTO, Adrian, is based in Liverpool, and John, head of products, is based in London with me. And Jeremy, who's on the third row, is helping us out from France in terms of marketing. We have early stage investors who came in early on, so Usman Haq, founder of Patchbay, and Blaine Cook, who was CTO of Twitter, and Rafi Halajan, if you're French in the room, you might know the Nabastag. He's one of our advisors. And we've had a huge amount of press. We were in the BBC News website last week, and all sorts of publications, television, radio. It's been a really fun ride. Risky, obviously. This is a world that is really emerging. The Internet of Things is something that people are attaching a lot of concepts to. We really want to make this accessible, a reality, and we're currently talking to partners to industrialize the product in Asia. We obviously have plans around what else you could build around this, so a GSM version for your grandmother who might not have Wi-Fi, a way of putting this as a vanilla product so the technology becomes something you can build any type of product around. And this is coming from customers who are coming to see us and saying, hey, can I make this another product? Does it have to be a lamp? Or does it have to be a house? And we have a lot of retailers coming to approach us as well. So from you guys, my ask is if you are in the M2M or IoT kind of department of your local telco, please come and talk to us. We're really interested. And we're trying to collect retail ideas around the world and retailers that you think we would fit into. So that's it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks for starting us off. I have a feeling this is a product that my mother will love and I will hate. So let's see what the judges think.
Hey, thanks a lot for that. That was great. I think it's a really beautiful idea. What I'm trying to understand a little bit more is how the recipient understands the intent, because it's so simple, which is great, pushing a message to everyone. But you said at the start, you might want to let someone know that you're kind of out of the office or X, Y, and Z. I don't quite see how they're going to get that. Exactly what you're telling them with the notification.
And Alex, I'm going to ask you to use that microphone.
Sorry, yes. So I think it's all about context, because you could put a big lamp in someone's office and use it as a way to tell your family member, like, I'm out of the office now, now's a good time to call. So it's all about the context you put around it and the communication that you have with that other person that exists outside of the object itself, saying, I'm going to use this for this purpose. Some people might make it extremely ambient and just say, I'm generally around and I'm going to treat it a little bit like the Facebook status. Other people will find a very niche use for it. And I think because it's lighting, because it's uncommittal in that way, then it leaves flexibility for multiple types of use. On our dashboard, we will have a kind of little descriptor of where that big lamp is, because it makes a difference whether it's in a bedroom or at the office or in the hallway. And all that context being able to kind of build for that flexibility is what we want to do.
Okay, so I may engage actually with many big lamps as well as many small lamps.
Yeah, we're kind of looking into that because people want two-way communication, which is kind of interesting, and being able to do things like group products. So say you want to talk to a specific sort of subgroup of all your little lamps, being able to do that in a instinctive way and an elegant way. So being able to build apps that allow you to then sort of manage that communication. So switch between sort of family mode and maybe work mode and those kinds of things with the one product.
Yeah, as a former physicist, it really reminds me of the two electrons that are far away from each other and change state at the same moment. So it's totally magical.
Great.
And I think it's the first step to going to the Star Trek world of being able to beam someone up.
Other people, yeah.
So I think you should put that into the marketing. I think for me personally, like you're saying, my mom would love it, I would hate it, and I think you should add another kit where I can put it on a timer so it does what my mom expects me to do.
Yeah. Kind of, we've had that as a kind of auto mode, as it were. Like, oh, I just want her to feel like it's, I'm okay.
I don't work too hard, I go to bed early, that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
exactly.
You don't call, you don't write, you don't light up my lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're going to get.
I'm not sure I can follow that, but one of the things that I was wondering is, are we going a little bit back to the lights start flashing enough to start doing Morse code?
Yes.
We start using that more of a communication tool. I echo the same comments here. I love the timer idea. I think, there's what I really want people to know, and then there's what I need to know.
Yeah.
But my question is, how do you see this taking all of the generations? You talk about, I think there's an older generation, there's a younger generation, but how do you see your sort of target market audience, really? Because as you mentioned, Facebook kind of does this for most of us.
Yeah. I think that intergenerational gap, as it were, so people who have elderly parents who aren't so concerned about checking Facebook every 5 seconds as opposed to someone with a mobile phone. It fulfills a function that extends those types of things because it's based in the home. It means that there's a context attached to it that your mobile phone or your computer doesn't have. So being able to say, just like the example I pointed to of someone who has an elderly parent who feels like, they don't want to call because they're a little bit uncomfortable where that person might be and that person might be busy. So being able to actually bridge that kind of gap. I think younger generations may not be it for us, and certainly the response hasn't been from them. It's been from people, I would say, sort of women and men between the ages of sort of, early 30s to much, much, much later, so kind of 70s, et cetera. So people who then want to give it to their grandkids because they want to be able to communicate with their grandkids in a way that feels a little bit meaningful. So the push will come from an older generation down with us, as opposed to a younger generation who might find this appealing actually for long distance relationships, but that's very, very kind of niche, as it were. I think we'll get more traction with elder customers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And did you say what the cost or what you expect the cost to be?
The cost to us or
the cost
retail?
to the retail?
Yes, so £89 for a set of a big lamp and a little lamp, and then extra little lamps for £20 each.
And the big lamp controls the little lamp, not
Yeah.
the other way around. So just
Not right now.
don't give your mom the big lamp.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Exactly.
Excellent. Any other questions from our judges? I think you've got.
I just had one, and it's more a business question, I guess. Is what happens when the light goes out, the bulb breaks? Have you thought about the future of how you'd actually maintain this, and how do you sell that as a business solution?
And there's lots of things around how we're building it. So, for example, we're building it on LED lighting, which is more predictable than kind of a bulb that you'd have to go and replace because we don't really want people to touch the inside of this thing. And also, we're building it on top of RGB LEDs, so we can do things like indicate whether it's a problem with your Wi-Fi network. It's not that your mother's died because the light hasn't come on, but there's a problem with your local network, and that kind of signaling is stuff that we're building in. And obviously, everything else that comes with building a product, returns, maintenance, those kinds of things, are things that we're aware we're going to have to build for.
Excellent. Well, Alex, thank you very much for kicking off the afternoon session. Congratulations to you, and good luck with the company.